there is a way. There's something called righteous indignation. There is a way to be angry at something and not sin, or be angry at wickedness and what is happening. So I think it's good for us to be reminded of this also, because the devil will try to stir up an anger in you that is more distracting than helpful. And an anger that will go to offense, that will create a snare. And this is why I'm putting this up, because the Lord doesn't want us there. We can be angry at what is happening, meaning not like what's going on, meaning, pray and stand against the wild and schemings of the devil. We can do that, but we can't get into offense, because that is where the devil wants to ensnare us in everything going on in this nation. In the word of God, it speaks of hate the sin, love the sinner. We can hate the sin. We can hate those agendas going on. We can hate the corruptness, but you still have to pray for the sinner. You still have to separate that so you don't get into offense. Right now, the enemy wants to do nothing more than stir people up into grievous amounts of anger, into being reckless in things. God is a God of order. When the Lord wants to do something, there is an order to it. It is not Wild West reckless. It shouldn't be that way when the Lord does it. Yes, there are some difficult things sometimes the Lord will have us do. There are some adjustments he'll make there, but there is always an order to it. Because when we get into anger and unpredictability and recklessness, sometimes we chop down the wrong thing. We cut off something too soon. We chop a branch off instead of prune it, and we do things we shouldn't do. So the enemy is trying to draw us into some of that stuff right now. He's trying to draw us into that with the nation. He's trying to draw us into that in our personal lives. And this is why the Lord will keep those in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him. So even when it gets frustrating, even when it gets hard, even when we see things we don't like, when our mind is stayed on the Lord, it's easier for us to separate and navigate through it without it ensnaring us, or us falling into offense, or us being tempted and drawn out by the enemy to make a wrong move potentially too soon, or to make a misstep, or to out of emotion do something too quick. And these are some of his go-to tactics that he uses, that he loves to use.